What's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy Doe back again with another reaction. We got the second part of my guy Gordy's recommended video, NHL, how every team got its name and identity part 2. But before we get into the video, man, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're 2 subscribers away from 345 subs. Let's go! This Chicago? Is this a Chicago?
Founded way before any of us were even thought of, in 1909, the Canadiens are the longest standing franchise in the ice hockey world today. Its founder, John Ambrose O'Brien, wanted his new team to appeal to the French-Canadian demographic. Therefore, outside of just being known as the Canadiens, they're also called the Habs, short for habitants as a nickname. The oldest team would logically be the most winningest, right? As the Canadiens are the team currently with the most Stanley Cups to date, with 23 since joining the NHL. The team logo, which is a C and H, were first debuted during the 1917-18 season. The H in the logo, surprisingly, doesn't mean habitants, but rather hockey, a popular misconception.
What is it, Saber-tooth Tigers?
Similarly to Minnesota, Nashville was one of the 4 teams to have been awarded a conditional franchise in June of 1997. It also was the first out of its counterparts to begin play, as the Predators, after selling the required 12,000 tickets, were the only team with an operational arena. Their logo, which featured a saber-toothed cat, paying tribute to the partial skeleton of one found in downtown Nashville in 1971. The team gained...
See, I like stuff like that. I like stuff like that. When it's a reason why the name is there. Like, it has connection to the city or to the state. I like stuff like that. It can't be random. Like the pick a logo, whatever they do,
their name,
you can't do that.
I like when it's naming contest. And after the top 3 names submitted, Ice Tigers, Fury, and Attack didn't satisfy then owner Craig Leopold, he gave his own submission, Predators. And as you all know, his name was a successful pick.
These are the Red Devils.
Since the New Jersey Rockies wouldn't exactly jive after the team was relocated from Denver in 1982, the team decided it was time for a new name. The one that stood out the most, and to many, was Devils, as the local legend of the New Jersey Devil came about due to the allegations of a devil-like creature inhabiting South Jersey. The team logo is a simple monogram of 2 letters, N and J.
Okay, so the Jersey Devils is supposed to be... Cause how you played The Wolf Among Us. Oh my god. That's the only reason why I know the Jersey Devils, bro.
At the top of the J and pointed tail at the bottom.
New York Islanders.
What do you call a team
self-explanatory
that plays on an island? The Islanders! That's right. And while the name may seem pretty simplistic, the journey to gaining the franchise wasn't, as the Islanders gained much opposition from their soon-to-be neighbors, the New York Rangers. Even still, William Shea, who was behind the franchise coming to Long Island, and also bringing the MLB franchise New York Mets to the surrounding area, convinced the Rangers team management to reconsider. From there, the team was awarded to clothing manufacturer and owner of the New York Mets, Roy Bowe. The logo itself is unique, while considering much of it is directional. Within the circle are the letters NY over a map of Nassau and Suffolk counties. And in the bottom left of the logo, the I is accentuated so that it points to Uniondale, the location of Nassau Coliseum.
That's cool.
The Rangers gained their name and identity due to coincidence more than anything. After Madison Square Garden and franchise founder G.I. Tex decided he wanted an NHL team in 1926, fans began calling the team the Texas Rangers, due to the nickname of the new team owner. Therefore, after dropping the first part of the name, the Rangers gained their permanent identity and began to play at the start of the 1926-27 season.
Not gonna lie, New York Rangers is
the team
basic,
debuted with an inaugural crest and more simplistic design, and one we know today of Rangers spread diagonally on their jerseys.
But the blue and red, low key, that blue and red do low key go hard. I'm not gonna lie.
The Ottawa Senators weren't the first NHL team in the nation's capital to bear the name that they do today. The original Senators, founded in 1883, played in the NHL from 1917 to 1934, while winning 11 Stanley Cups. After half a century without a professional team, a franchise was awarded to real estate developer Bruce Firestone in December of 1990. The team's original logo hasn't changed much, as it, like the one currently, features the head of a Roman general and member of the Senate of the Roman Republic. Even though their primary logo bears no resemblance to their predecessors, the team has adopted a third jersey that bears a similar striped design and O logo that once adorned players over a century ago.
This is Pittsburgh, right?
Prior to the expansion of 1967, Philadelphia had been only home to one hockey team. The Philadelphia Quakers, whose name was a product of the Quaker faith, found its way to the Keystone State during the mid-17th century.
I seen a Quaker on the bus.
The team, however, after only playing one season, managed to leave its mark. After posting a 436-4 record, the Quakers remain today as the least winningest team in NHL history. Regardless, the Flyers, who were part of the 1967 expansion, sport the same orange and black color scheme as the Quakers once did. The name was originally coined by the sister of Ed Schneider, who was the team's owner. The logo itself was designed primarily to represent the speed of the game while displaying 4 stylized wings attached to the letter P.
Okay, it kind of makes sense. It makes sense.
Possibly one of the most random on this list as far as the name and logo are concerned, because Pittsburgh isn't exactly Antarctica. Carol McGregor, the wife of one of the owners, came up with the concept herself. I was thinking of something with a P, she says, and I said to Jack, what do they call Civic Arena? And he said, the Big Igloo. So I thought of ICE, Pittsburgh Penguins. The Penguins' colors, similarly to their fellow inner-city sports teams, eventually settled on the black and gold color scheme, just as the first NHL team in the Burgh once did, Pittsburgh Pirates, due to the fact that the Pirates initially dressed in official police uniform before taking the ice.
Okay, that the Pittsburgh Penguins makes sense. Because it's the stadium they was in called the Igloo, makes perfect sense. I can dig that one. I can dig that one.
After co-owners George and Gordon
That's gotta be Miami,
tried
bro.
and failed to bring a team to the Bay Area that actually sold tickets, with the California Seals leaving Oakland in 1976, the Guns decided nearly 15 years later to give it another try. And in May of 1990, the duo was awarded another team for the Bay Area, this time to be based in San Jose that would begin play at the start of the 91-92 season. And with a new team comes a new name. And after 5,000 submissions, the most prominent choice was the Blades. But since this was California, and again, gangs are bad, the name was thrown out. And then they chose the second on the list.
Wait a second, did she just say gangs? Nah, that's crazy.
Blades. But since this was California, and again, gangs are bad, the name was thrown out. And then
Blades or gangs? I don't know what she
said. And in case you don't know, it was given in tribute to the vast majority and species of shark found in the warm Pacific waters, near the west coast. Hence the triangular shape behind the shark, as one location near the Bay Area is known as the Red Triangle, for its dense amount of sharks swimming in its waters.
That's way better than the Seals, thank God.
Wrong song.
What is this, the Jazz? Blues.
Oops, not that one either.
Oh my God.
Oh, okay. That sounds better. Probably not your kind of music, but in the 1960s, around the time when hockey came to St. Louis, jazz was hottest genre in the Midwest. And it was the song by W.C. Handy titled St. Louis Blues that ultimately gave the franchise its name. Other names under consideration were Mercury and Apollo, as space capsules assuming their names were built in the Show Me State's capital. The logo itself has always featured a music note, appropriately colored blue. One unproven but interesting theory pertaining to the music note which closely resembles a stylized 64 note. Subliminally, it's paying homage to 1764, the year St. Louis was founded.
St. Louis Blues, I like that. Tampa Bay Lightning.
So, what do you name a team nestled in the lightning capital of North America? The Lightning, of course. And in 1990, shortly after the franchise came to life, team president at the time, Phil Esposito, had the same idea. Other finalists in the mix were the Tampa Bay Gators, Pelicans, and Oceanics. But even before these names came to the forefront, Esposito had already settled on the Lightning for more reasons than just one. I wanted to be different, he says. Everyone else was the Bruins, the Rangers, the Hawks, the Red Wings. This was Lightning, no S. Besides the prior reasoning behind the name, Esposito also felt that Lightning, as a bonus, also represented the speed of the game, and that it does.
What? They're two-time Stanley Cup winners, ain't it?
The arenas, the St. Patrick's, the Leafs. Toronto, aside from Detroit, has easily foreseen more name changes than any current team in the league. But they are also known as one of the oldest, therefore, it just makes sense. After joining the league in its inaugural season of 1917, the Toronto-based team didn't even have an official name for their debut, but instead went by the Blue Shirts or the Torontos. But by the time the team had won their first Stanley Cup following their inaugural season, they had officially embraced the name of Toronto Arenas. Following a brief break from the NHL, Toronto returned to the league in 1919 with new ownership and a new name, the St. Patrick's, given to the team in hopes of appealing to the dense Irish population within the city. And it wasn't until 1927 that a guy whose name you'll probably recognize, Conn Smythe, took the reins that the Leafs gained a name that would actually stick. Smythe's reasoning behind the name isn't officially clear, but it's believed that he chose it not only for it being the symbol of Canada, but also in tribute to his experiences in World War I as an army officer and prisoner of war.
What the hell?
My name is Johnny.
In the middle of the video?
Johnny.
Oh, I thought this was an ad. Oh my god.
And some years are tougher than others.
The Canucks have a cartoon to thank for their identity that they carry today. Johnny Canuck himself, a Canadian cartoon hero and comic, is sort of like the Canadian version of Superman here in the States. A character that represents the Canadian way and even dresses the part. Prior to joining the NHL in 1970, the Canucks readily sported the patriotic lumberjacks on their sweaters in the Western Hockey League, but replaced the logo with the stick in the rink logo. But the team didn't forget their origins and reintroduced the icon on their third shoulder patches for the 2008-2009 season.
Okay.
Following the official announcement in 2016 that an NHL team would be coming to Sin City, team owner Bill Foley had to choose a name. But while doing so, inadvertently, Foley gained much opposition, as the owner's intention was to pay homage to his alma mater, the Army Black Knights in West Point, by naming the team the Vegas Black Knights. But after gaining resistance by federal officials, he withdrew. Gee, I wonder why. Anyways, after hitting one roadblock, Foley quickly saw a new one, as another contender, Vegas Knights, was also shot down due to the OHL's London Knights already possessing a similar name. Regardless, he eventually settled on the Vegas Golden Knights, and claimed that the gold represented the identity due to the state of Nevada being the #1 producer of the precious metal in the nation.
Okay, that would make a lot of sense.
Simultaneously joining the league in 1974 alongside their counterparts, the Kansas City Scouts, the newest team in the nation's capital,
Wasn't the Washington Wizards the Capitals too? So they had two Washington Capitals?
Be called the most obvious name possible, the Capitals. The name was ultimately given to the team from Abe Pollin, the team's owner, regardless of the team naming contest that brought more variety. Pollin, who owned all 3 Major League Sports teams in DC at the time, ultimately decided on a less controversial name considering. As a name, he gave Washington's NBA team, the Bullets, didn't exactly settle well with spectators, as they were later renamed the Wizards. Similarly to the Ottawa Senators, the Winnipeg Jets assumed the identity of their predecessor. After playing their last game in April of '96, the original Jets, as you may know, became the Phoenix Coyotes, following their relocation to the desert. But despite this, the professional hockey story still wasn't over in Winnipeg. In May of 2011, it was officially announced that True North had purchased the Thrashers, and they would be relocating to Manitoba's capital city, and would begin play the following season. Before the team's ownership group made their name choice official, the other names considered were Manitoba Moose, Whiteout, and Falcons. Regardless, we all know which name won out in the end, same one that they have today.
The Jets. Okay. W video. I like this one. I like this video more than I like the first one. I think it's because this part had the more interesting teams on it. But this was a W video, man. Shout out to my guy Gordy. But I'm out of here. Recommend more videos in the comments. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna catch y'all boys on the flip.